I want to just dive into this because this is ridiculous. Look at this article. This I mean, I saw it floating around, but then I started looking and I'm like, they really do think this. Tom Brady's Super Bowl win during Black History Month called racist. Oh my goodness. Oh, why is this? All right, here we go. Why should the end of the 2020 football season be any less ridiculous than most of the rest of 2020 was? After the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-9 victory over the Kansas City Chiefs. By the way, I was totally rooting for Tampa Bay. I got a lot of family in Tampa Bay. I grew up in Tampa Bay. I was there for 3 months of the year every summer as a child. I basically lived in Tampa Bay for years, if you want to compact them all. So, side note, stoked that Tampa Bay won. They're probably like, oh, he's admitting he's also part of this. These racists that are happy that Tom Brady won. Sorry, getting sidetracked. Anyway, stoked about the win. So yeah, that was Sunday night. A large portion of Black Lives Matter types took to Twitter and complained that the Super Bowl winning quarterback Tom Brady was somehow racist for having the gall to lead his team to victory. Brady, a Caucasian, it's just so silly that they had to clarify that. Anyway, won his 7th Super Bowl title overall and his first for the Buccaneers, with whom he signed during the last offseason. Brady's Buccaneers defeated the Chiefs, who were led by a phenomenal young quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, who is of mixed race heritage. Many in the Twitterverse would rather have seen the partially black Mahomes win the big game, especially considering that it is currently Black History Month. And then, of course, they have all of these wonderful tweets from the people. This is from some alien. I feel like it's racist. See, I don't know if these people are even trolling or if they're serious. I don't even know. It's because it's so silly. Low-key racist how Brady won a Super Bowl during Black History Month. Of course, all caps. I don't know. I have a feeling we're in this time where they really do believe that they believe this stuff. I mean, is it that surprising? Is it surprising? No, it's not. For every troll, there's someone out there that believes it or sees the troll and go, yeah, that's right. Mainly because people probably can't even think for themselves much anymore, which that is a whole nother can of worms I'm not opening right now. But yeah, let's keep reading this. The National Football League's season starts in early September, running 17 weeks, followed by 3 weeks of playoff football, an off week, then Super Bowl Sunday. This schedule tends to have a big game fall in February, as it has for the last 18 years. That's right, 18 years. The same month as Black History Month. Zero correlation. I'm going to repeat that. There is no correlation between the end of the season of football and Black History Month. Should the NFL adjust its schedule to prevent the off chance that a white quarterback might win another Super Bowl during the month of February? Oddly, the schedule doesn't seem to be a big problem last season when Mahomes led his Chiefs to a Super Bowl title. Yeah, interesting. Prior to the season, Brady addressed his thoughts on race in an interview with radio host Howard Stern. Stern asked Brady if he ever felt guilty or self-conscious about being a white quarterback at the head of a largely black roster of players. Never. I never saw race, Brady responded. I think sports transcend race. It transcends wealth. It transcends all of that. You get to know and appreciate what someone else may bring. When you're in a locker room with 50 guys, you don't think race because you are all the same at that point. I don't think he says it enough. You're all the same, period. You didn't even say it at the point. Like, I get what he's saying, but he's right. He never saw race. It transcends race because we are all human. Sports is about who's the best at the sport that they're playing. Bravo, Brady. What a response. Right there. Boom. Get out of here with all that race talk. As soon as they bring it up, it's like, you know what? Get it out of here. And he concluded here. Black, white, whatever it is, you figure out how to get along as a team. That's what a good quarterback does. A good captain, a good coach. They figure out how to work together. Life isn't so far different than that. As soon as you start pinpointing and dividing and segregating. All of a sudden, we're not playing as a team anymore. We're running around fighting each other. We need to play this game of life as a team. What happened to that? Well, seriously, what happened to that? Yeah, someone just said real unity. I like that. Real unity. That's how they win. That's how Tom Brady now has 7 Super Bowl rings, just glittering on his fingertips. Well, he obviously wears them on his fingers, but 7. It's amazing because he sees good players and he sees the game and they play the game. Widely considered to be one of the best players in NFL history, the 43-year-old Brady has been in leftist crosshair since at least 2015 when a MAGA hat was seen in his locker. Brady also admitted to a friendship with Trump, saying of the former president, "He always gives me a call and different types of motivational speeches at different times." Cool. I mean, it's pretty amazing what he's been able to accomplish, Brady said of Trump in 2015. He obviously appeals to a lot of people, and he's, to quote Tom Brady here, he's a hell of a lot of fun to play golf with. Okay. You know what? I would like to play golf with Trump. I bet that would be fun. Let's see here. Just days before the Super Bowl, left-wing columnist Nancy Armour foreshadowed the intersectional anger against Brady and his victory. Writing in USA Today, Armour accused the quarterback of having unchecked and unadmitted white privilege. Oh my, there it is. White privilege. Ding, 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 ding. Brady's ability to enter and exit the debate stage at his choosing to shield himself from accountability is the height of white privilege, wrote Armour, a white woman. As this country grapples with the far reaches of systemic racism, look no further than Brady, for whom the expectations and allowances granted will always be different. Oh my gosh. I instant headache. Anyone else out there with me? I have an instant headache right now from that. My goodness. In a league where drug abusers and those who kneel for the national anthem are given a pass again and again, Brady once served a 4-game suspension because the footballs used in a playoff game were slightly underinflated. Without proof that Brady had anything to do with the air pressure of the footballs, the quarterback was suspended anyway. In a way, Armour's correct. Brady is definitely looked upon differently by those in charge of the league, where lesser players are given a pass for disrespect of the American flag or even for outright crimes. Brady was punished for a ridiculous infraction of an inconsequential rule. In other words, Brady is held to a higher standard by a league who looks the other way on far more serious issues. Brady also incurred the wrath of the COVID-19 mask police when he was shown entering Tampa's Raymond James Stadium without wearing today's most necessary fashion accoutrement. Even the niece of Vice President Kamala Harris felt the need to comment on the absent Brady's mask, tweeting, "What's Tom doing without a dang mask?" No, I censored it a little bit. I feel like one was enough. But I think I have it actually. Yeah, here's him walking in without a mask. Look at that. The audacity. Oh my gosh, I'm clutching my pearls. You could have hurt somebody with your, I mean, what? NFL has some of the most rigorous COVID testing out there. They test millions of tests, or almost 1 million tests, only 700 positive cases. You don't think that he's been tested? Literally everybody else in that whole little scene of him walking had a mask on. So you don't think that he was tested and knows that he doesn't have COVID? So if he doesn't have COVID and literally everyone around him has COVID or doesn't have COVID or has a mask on, what difference does it make? Just a side note. It's just a side note. I just think it's ridiculous. But then, people are saying, "Oh man, Patrick Mahomes went up and had a moment with Tom Brady." Yeah, they did, and actually, it was pretty nice. Hey, you're a legend, man. Congrats, man. You're a stud, bro. So Mahomes was telling him he's a legend, and Brady said, "You're a stud, bro." Camaraderie. Let's keep in touch. It wasn't anger. It was about the game. They played a game. And then Brady won because he had a better team. Clearly, that's why they won. Here's something I found interesting. Tampa Bay's Super Bowl win buried the myth that only white men can coach NFL. Now, if they're going to bring up race, sure, talk about it. The Buccaneers had 3 black coordinators, 2 female coaches, as they mastermind a victory over the supposedly unstoppable Chiefs on Sunday. They're breaking stereotypes. They're proving it's not about race. Look at the big picture. You can't just hyper focus on one person, Tom Brady. Yeah, good. Sure, he did an amazing job because he's an incredible quarterback. Maybe one of the best. It's ridiculous. They just focus on whatever they want to fit their narrative, but whenever there's literally anywhere else you look, it disproves all of their stuff. And they're like, no. We have blinders on. We look here. You need to look this way. Put these blinders on, and then you'll understand what we're talking about. It's like, no, I'm not going to wear blinders. I'm going to look at the entire situation, and this blows them out of the water because it's a coordination of people, all different races, coming together and proving that they can win a game. Period. Gosh, it's so ridiculous that they're pushing that. They talk about Tom Brady a little bit here, but I wanted to move forward because they're talking about the rest of the team, all right? And the rest of the team is diverse. So meritocracy is proving itself here. The best team won with people who were best at the job, not picked and you get this job because we needed to be more diverse. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I see a lot of people and even I saw a lot of people on Twitter. The NFL, it was the lowest ratings since 2007. 14 years? 13, 14 years? Only 90 million people watched it or something. Now, that's a lot. You think 90 million people, that's a lot. But then to think that's the lowest a Super Bowl has people have watched in 14 years. What changed? Oh yeah, they went woke. They're fake woke. I'm sorry. I got to call them out. It's fake. All of them are fake, man. It's virtue signaling to the max to keep us separated so that we won't play on the same team, so that we won't get together and win the game. And that game is life. To win at life, you can't. Fighting is not going to get you there, unless, of course, you're an MMA fighter. And then fighting and you're winning. Obviously, you got to be good at fighting. But most things, you got to work together with everyone else. You got to be a team player. Whether or not you're playing sports, you're doing heating and air conditioning, you got some desk job. If you don't get along with the rest of the people that you work with, people aren't going to like you. You're not going to progress. But if you're a team player and you help other people become a better player, and I mean, people want to be around those types of people. As far as I'm concerned, the way that Tom Brady straight up said, I don't see race. I see a bunch of people trying to play this game the best they can. And they did. And they won 31-9. That's a lot. That's not a close game. I mean, every time we were actually playing Magic in the other room with the game on the big screen, and I would glance over. But we were playing Magic, whatever. We're not really that much into football or sports in general here. But it was on, and because I like Tampa Bay, I was like, watch what's going on over there, and yeah, I'm pretty excited. Someone's saying it was the lowest since 1969. That's 52 years. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that's nuts. If that's the case, because who's watching that stuff? I bet there was more people watching because Tom Brady was on there, because he walked in with no mask, and everyone. It's a divide. You go on Twitter and look at half the people are like, "F this guy for not wearing a mask. He's trying to kill grandma," and then the other half is like, "That's a true patriot right there. That man is standing up for what he wants and what he believes in." Really, it's up for you to decide, right? I mean, that's really it. This is the real icing on the cake for this story, though. Mayor of Tampa vows to identify and prosecute fans who didn't wear masks at the Super Bowl. That's some strong words, Mayor of Tampa. Let's scroll down, shall we? Tampa Bay Mayor Jane Castor vowed on late Monday to identify and prosecute those who didn't wear masks while celebrating Tampa Bay Buccaneers' recent Super Bowl win. It isn't clear how many people have been identified on footage of the post-game celebrations posted on social media, but there was one person identified in a photo not wearing a mask at the Super Bowl, and that is Mayor Jane Castor. That's right. There she is at the Super Bowl, not wearing a mask. Oh my God. How much you want to bet she's a Democrat? I actually don't know. Let's find out, shall we? Say Jane Castor. Is that it, right? Jane? Yeah, Jane Castor. Jane Castor. Let's see. Jane Castor. American politician. Democrat. Oh, I mean, are you surprised? Of course. Of course she's a Democrat. Of course she's a Democrat. Right? I mean, of course. She wants to prosecute those not wearing a mask while she doesn't even follow her own mask mandate. Sports commentator Dave Hookstead noted on Twitter, Tampa Mayor Jane Castor says she will use the power of the government to hunt down anyone not wearing a mask at the Super Bowl. Also, here's a photo of Tampa Mayor maskless at the sporting event. The hypocrisy never ends. It truly doesn't end. Look at that. Let's see. In a press conference Monday afternoon, Castor claimed that Tampa Bay police would use video footage captured of the celebrations to identify and prosecute fans that flouted the city's mask mandate. The rule breaking. Look at this. She doesn't even have a mask like around her neck. It's not like it's pulled down to eat or snack. She doesn't have a drink in her hand. What is her excuse? I was kind of hoping there may be an excuse there, but goodness sakes, Castor signed an executive order ahead of the Super Bowl requiring masks to be worn while taking part in the festivities, along with social distancing. But it was not clear on how Tampa law enforcement officials would handle the ability to enforce these orders. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, however, signed his own executive order last year, making it difficult for local governments to enforce mask policies because it prohibits them from fining people who don't comply. Governor DeSantis was also pictured at the game not wearing a mask. When confronted about the photo, of course, he was the one confronted about the photo, DeSantis simply said, according to the Orlando Sentinel, that he could not drink his beer with his mask on. Ron DeSantis, sir, you are the MVP of the fans of Super Bowl. Very nice, very nice. I love that. Of course, he's the one that they were approaching. Like, what about you not wearing a mask? Well, okay, what about the mayor who wrote the mask mandate for the city of Tampa that wasn't following it? Where's her response? Like, I want to see that response. What happened to that? Goodness sakes. Members of the media, along with Vice President Kamala Harris's niece, Nina Harris, tried to mask shame Super Bowl MVP Tom Brady for not wearing a mask, along with pointing out that he is a supporter of former President Trump. What? Okay. So wait, you can shame if you voted for Trump, you are held at a higher standard, also a lower standard. It's kind of like a double standard, if you will. Depending on the situation, they pick and choose, right? That's always the thing with them. Well, you're not wearing a mask? Well, you're actually the scum of the earth. Unless you're the Democratic mayor who wrote the mask mandate, in which case she was actually trying to save lives, and that's what they'll focus on. But the fact that they hold them to these standards, it's like, would you pick one, please? Why can't we all just be on the same level? Let's do that. Can we do that? Can we don't put anyone on a pedestal. Don't treat anyone lesser than you. Treat everyone as equals. Can we get to that? Like, what happened to that? What happened to treat others how you would want to be treated, right? Isn't that an old saying? I grew up with that. I like that. You know, I try to treat others like I would like to be treated. You know, it's common decency, being just a pleasant human being. I mean, when you look down on others, you're kind of an a-hole. And when you look up to others to the extent of demeaning yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice. You know, treat yourself, you know, as you should be treated, you know, with respect, and respect others, how they should be respected. It's so simple to me. It's not confusing. I don't, they feel so confused. Like they don't know, oh, well, are you a Democrat or a Republican? It's like, why does that matter on how you're going to treat me? You know, how it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter, because at the end of the day, human beings generally want good for other human beings. You can't let the one person that had, for example, a MAGA hat on, who happened to be an a-hole, you can't just simply assume now all of them are a-holes. Just how you can't stereotype literally anyone for anything. Seriously, you start stereotyping, you're wrong. You're instantly wrong. Period. There's only one stereotype that I'll accept. And I'm serious here, all right? Listen to me close. Everyone on the internet is a man until proven otherwise. That's the hill I'm dying on. That's the way it is, all right? Deal with it, right? I mean, that's the law of the internet world. That's the law of the land, all right? Everyone's a male until proven otherwise. So, okay. All right, so I had to get that out. That Tampa stuff is ridiculous. But congratulations to the Buccaneers. I thought that was awesome.